Hello, hello, good people. Hello. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's perspective for Thursday, February 9th, 2017. I switched the time around this evening, and since my intent is to impact as many people as I can, I'll be playing with the time to see just to see more viewership. I know I'm like crazy to be up at 3 and 3:30, so we'll see how that works. Hi, Bridget. Bridget, I am praying for your family, so please know that. So for those of you who have been following, you know that we are working our way through Dr. John Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And today is the law of connection. The law of connection. And having grown up professionally in a military environment, the Marine Corps to boot, you don't automatically think of connecting with people and leadership in that type of environment. But I will say this, I've said it before and I will say this, hey, Brother Butler, that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care and care about them particularly, specifically. So the law of connection says that, when it comes to leading people and working with people, you need to touch a heart before you reach out and ask for a hand. Okay? You jump in somewhere and you get to demanding and asking for stuff and expecting people to go above and beyond because of a title, because of your role in the position, or your position in the organization or the school or the church or whatever. Hey, Gunny Hernandez, or Mr. Hernandez, I should say. And you haven't built rapport. You don't know those people. They don't know you. And so the connection is never really made. The rapport is never really built. And you wonder why the organization isn't growing. You wonder why it's not moving. You wonder why your turnover rate is crazy. People need to feel as if there is a connection. You got to touch a heart before you touch a hand. And so I learned this years ago in a way that I will never forget. I was active duty Marine and stationed somewhere, and I happened to be on duty. I may have told you this before, but it's just the story that is most poignant to me. I happened to be on duty, and the commanding general called. And for my non-military listeners, the commanding general is basically the CEO of this huge organization. So the commanding general calls, and he told me that he needed something done. And, I was on duty. Not a problem, sir. Yes, sir. I'll take care of that right away. And hung up. A few minutes later, literally like 2 minutes later, he called back and he said, "Is that you, Hollie?" And that blew me away because there were literally hundreds of, thousands of Marines stationed at this particular installation. Thousands. And he was the CEO, the commanding general, and yet he knew my voice. It wasn't even like he was looking at me. He knew my voice. That point right there, it made me realize that I need to, as a leader, I promised myself that I would know not only the first names of all of my Marines at the time, but I would know their spouses, I would know their children, I want to know their hobbies, I want to know their hopes and their dreams and I knew that if I wanted to connect with them, if I wanted to really lead them and impact their lives, I had to connect with them. I've never forgotten that story, and it makes a difference. It makes a difference. Some other things that as leaders, and sometimes young leaders or inexperienced leaders, thank you, Margot, for sharing my video. Let me say this. If you get anything from these videos, hit that share button. Hit the share button. We want to get the word out. People are hurting. People are hurting. They live beside you. They work right beside you. They're sitting in the cubicle next to you. They ride the trains beside you every day, and they are hurting. And we just go through life, and we're too busy to stop and ask and see what's going on. We have to make a difference. And if you have been given, if God has given you a platform of any size, and the gift of influence and leadership in lives, we have to do this thing better. Okay, so this is my contribution to help all of us do this thing better. But something that young leaders often miss is that sometimes you need to turn that spotlight off of yourself and put it onto someone else. The sweetest thing, the sweetest sound to most people's ears is their own name. Stop talking so much about yourself, what you've done, what you've accomplished, where you've been, who you know. Turn the spotlight on the other person. Turn that to them. Because if we're going to do anything, if we're going to get anything done and make progress, you cannot do that if you are not connecting with people. Before you ask them for you to put something in your hand or to do something for you, you got to connect with your heart. So connect with your heart before you start asking folks to do things and be and go and do everything. So that is what I will challenge all of those of you who are in leadership position. How are you doing with your connections? Do you know those that work with and for you? Do they know you? Are you connecting? Okay. I appreciate all of you who have joined me this evening. I appreciate and respect and love you tremendously. If you are in the position, if you've got the platform of leadership, you have a responsibility to continue growing your leadership. Okay? Connect with the heart before you ask for a hand. Until next time, take real good care of yourself.